I'll be remembered, what will you? From McDonald's, the baddest that I would turn to. CEO with the shit that's a dope motherfucker. He'll always win, there's no going under. The top of the crown resting on his head. The beast is alive, he'll never be dead. If he dreamt before, bring it back to life. Push harder for it, let us survive. Show courage and strength, it's okay to be scared, but don't let it stop you, always stay prepared. Build someone's school, they're just not beginning. Winners fucking win, losers talk about winning.
Welcome to the Bearded Beast Show. My name is Bill, and I am the Bearded Beast. Today, we have a special episode you're not going to want to miss. With my friend Purpose. Purpose, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. How about you?
I'm doing great. Welcome to the show. I'm excited you're here. We got a lot to talk about, some background about yourself. You want to give my listeners a little bit information about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So like you said, my name is Purpose. Artist. I make music with a message. I try to make sure I have some kind of substance in what I have to say. So I'm pop, no matter what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for a while, and I started writing music when I was 13. And I'm 27 now. Took a long break when I had my son, got back into it about 3 or 4 years ago, came back with a new name, came back with a new message, came back with a lot of new stuff, and now I'm back, and I'm here to stay, and I'm going harder than ever.
I'm pretty excited for you, man. I listened to some of your stuff, and I love your message. I love what you got going on.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. That's the biggest thing for me when it comes to music is I want to have, even when I'm kind of just talking about crap or getting into it a little bit, I still try to have some kind of substance behind what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's the basis behind my show. My show is a motivational type show. It is an entrepreneurial type show, business show. I try to get everybody encouraged to understand that let's not just go through life just living it. I guess I say normal, like a lot of people do. Just they think you just get a job, you go through life, you work for a company for 40 years, and then you die. Right? We have to expose our true potential. There's so much out there for us to do, and I love the message that you're sharing in your music and how you come across. And I love the name Purpose. So can you explain to me how you came up with that name?
Man, it was so it's kind of a crazy, weird story. When I was making music before, I actually used to go by, a lot of people don't know this, I used to go, except for the old fans, I used to go by Jacob Rebel Casper, and it was like 3 different versions of me. So I was coming from all different sides. It was fun. Like, it was a cool thing to do because I could hop on music and I would act like it was 3 different personas and stuff, and it was a cool way to get the music out. But the Casper side of me, I guess you could say, was kind of darker. Like, I make some music, that's deep, it's sad, and I make stuff that some people don't want to talk about. But it was just, once I had my son, I didn't feel like it represented me well. It's not what I was wanting to be. And when I had my boy, that just changed my perspective about a lot of stuff.
Yep.
And so, I was thinking about it for a while, and I was trying to find out like what really fit who I was and was short and to the point. And I was just like, what, purpose? Like, I want my music to have a purpose. Even that's why like a lot of my tags are HHW Purpose, because it stands for hip hop with purpose.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So, I was looking over your bio, and you say you're an underground independent hip hop artist. Can you give a little bit explanation for the listeners of what that is? Yes.
So independent, no record label, there's nobody calling the shots, making any decisions on what I do. It's all me. I'm, on the streaming platforms. The only thing that I don't do myself is I have a distributor, which everyone has to have a distributor, to get up on the platforms. And then underground is just, I don't feel like the music I make would ever be considered mainstream. Like, I have more of there's lyrical artists in the mainstream, but I still don't feel like I fit that category. Most rappers who feel like they don't fit that category. I try to be unique in what I have to say and not sound like what you'd hear on the radio. So,
right, and you don't want it. So, do you not ever want to be attached to a label? Because they, I'm hearing from, I've interviewed some musicians in the past, and they tell me once you sign with a record label, they take over control of what you can say and what you do. Is that true?
There's a lot of labels like that, and then there are some who don't. There's some labels who they'll be like, hey, you need to make this many sad songs. Hey, you need to make this many happy songs. And not really a fan of that because I make music on the emotions that I'm feeling in the moment. I'm not trying to make myself feel a certain way or have someone decide what I need to talk about. I'm not totally against the label. I would be open to it as long as I have creative freedom. That's the biggest thing for me.
Yep.
Because it's not, to me, it's not about getting rich or famous or anything like that. I just want to be able to make a living and spend my life doing something that I love instead of just working a regular 9 to 5.
Now,
so,
see, there's,
it just really comes down.
There's another thing that I hope everybody's listening to what you just said. You're not in this for the money. You're in this for the love of what you do, right? And I think people need to search for that. Everybody chases the money, and I think that's the wrong thing to chase, especially in the beginning. You know, I have no doubt that with the talent level that you have, that will come. The money will come. But you're chasing the love of what you do, and you know how many people lose sight of that?
Right.
So, I mean, that's a good thing, man, and I'm proud of you for that because a lot of people they chase money and then they wind up hating what it is that they're doing.
Yeah.
And you know the old saying that if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, right?
Exactly.
All right, so you've been writing. Go ahead.
Sorry, I see so many artists, too, who are like mainstream or they make it big and stuff, and you ask them like why they do what they do, and it's like, oh, I'm just in it for the money.
Yeah. I
do not want to be that person. I mean, of course, making money from it would be nice. I want to be able to take care of myself and take care of my family. Make a living off of it, but that's definitely not the goal, like we said.
But what you will do, because you have a skill, and people who develop skills, that's when they start to make money. And I try to explain that to everybody. Develop skill sets. That's what makes you employable and makes you more important on a team when you have skill. But you have skill. The money will come. But like you said, your name, purpose. You write with a purpose. Everything that you write about is something that you believe in, or it's your emotion and the way you're feeling, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah. Every single song I write. When I'm angry, I write an angry song. When I'm happy, it's happy. When I'm sad, it's sad. Whatever. I try to make it relatable to where people can relate to it. But what I'm writing is from me.
Now, how often do you write?
It's kind of weird because, I type my lyrics up on my phone. So literally, me and my family could be out at the store, and I'm constantly rapping in my head, like all the time. Like I'm looking at stuff. I look at a drink, I start rhyming with drink. I look at the TV, I start rhyming with TV. Like I'm constantly rhyming inside of my head. So I'll always like pull out my phone. I'll type down like a little thing, and whenever I go to actually write, I'll turn on a beat, and I might change some words around to make it fit. Or to sit down and turn on a beat, write to a beat for a little bit, almost every single day though.
So what would you say what's the average amount of time it would take you to write a full song?
If I'm like really in the headspace, like if I'm writing about a topic that I connect with all my topics, but of course there's certain times where you just really get in that mood and like you really you feel it. I could probably write a whole song on a good day, maybe hour and a half, 2 hours for a full one. Yeah, but like I said, I kind of jot stuff down all the time, and then I end up finding ways to put them together. But yeah, if I'm really feeling the beat and I'm really vibing with it, I can usually come up with it pretty quick.
So that's pretty cool, though. You must have like a lot of things like written down for years, right? You must have. Do you keep your whole collection of everything?
Yeah, I started doing it on my phone about 2 years ago. But before that, I used to work at a factory spot, and we had labels that we'd print off, and we had pens and all that kind of stuff. So I used to write lyrics on the labels, and I would take them home, and I literally have a huge box like stacked up to the brim. There's these little 4x4 labels with lyrics written all over them, and I'll go in there and I'll scavenge through those sometimes if I need some motivation, or maybe I remembered something I came up with in the past but couldn't remember exactly.
Wow, man, that's pretty awesome. You imagine what that's going to be like eventually for your son someday? To show him,
what do you mean?
To show him all of those things that you have written down and everything, that's pretty cool that you have all that and you save all that, because a lot of times we don't ever think that some things that we might think of 10 years ago or wrote down would ever be important, and we just throw it away, right? But those are all your thoughts that you had at those moments. And
Right.
that's going to be
Yeah,
pretty
exactly.
awesome for him to maybe to sit down one day and just look at those things.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. That's why, like, even on my not the album that just came out, but the album before it, Me, Myself, and I have a song in there called "Proud of You." I had a song that came out months before that called "Proud of Me," but I made one for him called "Proud of You," and it's a song completely dedicated to him. No curse words, all for him. And I showed that to him after I wouldn't let him hear it until it was fully finished, and he said he was gonna happy cry, and it melted my heart, man. He loves music. He plays on the piano all the time, and it's cool how we can bond over that.
Oh, that's great. One thing I noticed is your music videos, man. They are top notch, bro.
Oh yeah. That's my team, man. Like I said, I'm currently in North Carolina, but my team is still in Indiana, so I fly back all the time, and we'll fly out to different locations. And that's Focus Creations, Focus Films. They shoot all my stuff. They're great people. I met them randomly because I put up a song. Somebody shared it. They tagged them. They said we should work together. We worked together. Instantly clicked. We work well, and it's just that's the only person I go. I'll get people who hit me. It's like, hey man, you want to shoot a music video about it? I was like, I'm good right now, man. I got Focus Films is my go-to.
Yeah,
my
I
team.
guess you are, bro. Because I'll tell you what, that's as professional can be. I think they're amazing.
Absolutely, yeah, and it really helps. I feel like I'm professional, so I want everything else to be professional. So when my music sounds good, I want my videos to sound good, and when you put that together, my goal is that when people see me, they're like, "Yo, how does this guy only have this many views? How's he not doing this? And how's he not blowing up?" You know what I mean? Because I want people to see me and be like, "Yo, man, how's he not famous?" You know what I mean? Because I want to be professional.
No, trust me. I understand what you're saying because I wouldn't. Before I would release my podcast, I made sure I went out and got the best equipment I could. Right? You want it to sound good.
Exactly.
I mean, I could have went out and got a $50 microphone or whatever it is, and I'm not saying that you need to spend a fortune, but you need, if you're going to produce something, I don't know. The way that I think about it is if I'm going to produce a podcast, I want it to sound the best. Exactly. And I've gotten a lot of people have told me, man, I'm really surprised how clear and how great your the podcast sounds. But why would you want to release anything other than that? Because people are going to hear it, and if they think it kind of sounds cheesy, they're just going to pass on to the next one, right? So your music, I mean, it sounds great, bro. And those videos are unbelievable. When I played one, I was just blown away.
Thank you, man. I don't know if you've seen the one that we did. It was two of them in one. I Need Help and Collarbone. That was the one we shot most recently, and that was one of my favorite ones. It was a fun one to shoot. I was burying myself alive in it. It was just, it was an interesting one. It was cool.
Well, I'm definitely going to watch it after we finish our interview. But let's talk about martial arts. You have a love of martial arts, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I did Taekwondo for, it's hard for me to remember. It was when I was a kid. I was like 5 or 6 years. I did Taekwondo for a really long time as a kid growing up. I was madly in love with it. I was one of those kids who, like, the other kids are playing around having fun, but I was straight-faced, at attention, ready to learn, wanted to be the best. I had a couple championships I went to. I got a couple gold in sparring and in forms. I got a couple silvers. Went to the championships. Did that for a while.
Wow.
My grandma ended up getting sick. Took a long break. Never ended up going back to it, but recently got into Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu, and I love that even more. And it's a lot of fun. I love everything about it.
I was just going to ask you, did you like the Taekwondo more, or did you like the Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu? But you just answered that kind of. So, two different styles there, right? I mean, doing Jiu-Jitsu, more ground stuff, right? Muay Thai, more stand-up?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jiu-Jitsu's all about the ground game, submissions, choking, all that kind of stuff. Muay Thai is all about, it's called the art of 8 limbs. So it's elbows, fists, knees, feet, putting them in clinches. I like doing both because, like, I do it mainly. I love it, and I love sparring, and I love training, and I love the workout I get from it. But realistically, the whole reason I do it is because I want to be able to protect myself, protect my family, and it's nice knowing, it's nice feeling like I'm prepared for a situation. And Muay Thai is personally my favorite out of the two, out of Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai, because I love hitting and getting hit, but I love them both.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew this about me, but I ran a Krav Maga school for a while, and I was a Krav Maga teacher. So I can totally understand where you're coming from with the reason why you do it is to, be prepared. Take care of your family
Yeah.
when you're out. The world's getting a little bit crazier these days, and I think everybody needs to be prepared. Situational awareness.
100%.
Paying attention to what's going on around you. So I totally understand that, because that's the reason why I took Krav Maga for a long time, and that's the reason why I opened a school, so I could teach people to be prepared.
Right, that's really cool. I had no idea, man. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I did that for a long time. When I moved to Virginia, I kind of shut it down, of course, because I was moving, and it was during COVID, and situations were hard. And if I couldn't fully commit to my students right now, time is hard for me. My business is, it's unbelievable. I can't even, I'm blessed for what we do on a daily basis, and my business has really taken off. So to be able to commit the time to reopen a school just wouldn't be right to the people who would sign up. And if I can't commit to something 100%, then I'm not going to do it, because it's not fair to them.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely agree with that.
All right, new EP that you released, Desolate, correct?
Yeah, that one came out. I want to say about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months now. That was a little teaser, little 4 tracks, Desolate, 4 songs on, and then the new album just came out about 3 weeks ago called Paradox.
You want to?
A lot of music.
What do you think about having a little fun? Would you give us a little clip from something?
Yeah, you want something from the album? You want me to something else?
Let's do something from the album.
Okay, just spit it a cappella.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some. Let me see. Trying to think of something that'll fit the podcast. You know what I mean? I'll do this one right here. So it's something like, tell me what's a friend. My life feel like a movie, but they plotting for my end. With how often that they try to do me dirty, it's a trend. Strangers acting like they knew me. I ain't 6, don't play pretend. Told a lie, but keep it truthfully. My will can never bend. I write so many letters to the homies in the pen. I got no ink inside a pen. Afraid to be myself, I type a message, never send. Only keep a couple brothers, give up about a friend. The nonsense. You ain't gotta be my blood to be my family. Few understand the concept. Couple see me on a come up, so they treat me like a prospect. I'm making progress. Stories always straight, but yet they let up the context. I got my mindset. I'm weeding out the snakes and watch me chuck them over my fence. Stranger hold my brother, but don't ever be my enemy. Had so many doubts, lost a friend, but that's a remedy.
Bro, that is awesome.
Thank you, man.
Dude, what a talent, man. I mean, I don't know how your brain can even operate that fast.
like I said, man, I'm always coming up with stuff. I'm always writing. Always. Every single day I'm writing something down. Man,
that's some good stuff right there. What did you think of my intro?
Oh, I thought it was good. I liked it, man. I like it. I feel like if it survives, I like.
Yeah, that was a friend of mine who did that for me. And he's trying to do similar things that you're doing. But
okay,
maybe I got to get Purpose to do something for me. Maybe we can work something out.
Hey, man, let's talk. You know what I mean? Get a little Purpose on the intro.
Yeah. We were talking about you doing something for the show. Did you put something together?
Yeah, I wrote up a little something to kind of. I felt like it was fit the whole motivational vibe of the show and everything like that.
All right, I can't wait to hear it. You let me know. You want to do it now?
Yeah, I can knock it out right now, man.
All right, let's do it.
So it's like, this is Purpose on a bearded beast. Hey, see, I'm cleaning up the game, a street sweeper, how I clear the streets. Hold on. My lyrics loaded when I speak. No degree, but yet I'm here to teach. Now hear me speak. Success is what I see. I'm done pointing the finger. If I don't do it, that's on me. I see the man inside of me. He nodded his head and he agreed. Teacher told me give it up. Guess she don't believe. This is millions in the making, sweating for the compensation. Pen and paper here in the basement, growing greater with my statements. Ain't no questions about my greatness. Never crumble my foundations. It was built by the Masons. One and all, no hesitations. It's Purpose.
Damn. All right, yeah, we are going to do something together. So I'll reach out to you and we're going to put something together. I'm going to want you to make me maybe a new intro and outro.
Okay, man. Definitely. We can definitely talk, make something happen for sure.
All right, I got some questions for you. What do you think? You up for them?
I'm ready, man. Shoot them.
All right, what artist did you grow up listening to? Who inspired you to do what you're doing?
Man, so, I mean, I feel like it's obvious. Of course, I grew up in I was born in 1996. So the artist I was growing up with, of course, it's Eminem, of course. Eminem, 50 Cent. I didn't really listen to much Drake and that. Lil Wayne, of course. Lil Wayne was huge on my list. Um, I mean, I listened to a little bit of everybody, but those are really the three that come to mind that stand out the most to me was Eminem, 50 Cent, and Lil Wayne.
Yeah, Eminem.
At least growing up in the beginning.
I mean, also what a story he has too, right?
Exactly. That's one of the main motivations of why I want my music to have a message is because of how much that man's music had a message. That was definitely a huge inspiration.
Yeah, everything told a story, correct?
Exactly. Everything. It felt like you were listening to a movie pretty much.
And that's, I love to listen to music that tells a story. Whether it be a rap song, R&B song, country song, but I love the songs that tell a story. I don't know. Are you familiar with Funko Pops at all?
Yeah, for sure.
I just finally found myself the Rabbit Bee one.
What? That's crazy.
From 8 Mile, man. I collect those. I put them on my wall behind me here in my podcast room. But dude, that wasn't an easy feat, man. I had to pay some money for that thing.
Oh, I bet. I can't even imagine. I know Funko Pops are huge. A lot of people collect them. I can't imagine trying to get a Bee Rabbit Eminem Funko Pop.
It wasn't easy. I searched for one for a while because you want to, they don't make those anymore, so you have to try to buy them from somebody, and you want to try to find one that's close to new condition, but it wasn't easy, man.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it. I can't even imagine.
All right. My last question for you before we close. What do you want to gain from all this? Does any part of what you're doing worry you? Does it scare you? What is the future for Purpose?
So really, the biggest thing I want to gain, it's kind of like what we talked about earlier, is like I want to be able to do this as a living and, be able to set myself and set my son up for life. And it's not really like, my mindset isn't if I make it, it's when I make it. That's what I tell myself every day. When people ask me, it's like, well, what if you don't make it? Well, it's not if I make it, it's when I make it. I know I got this. I know I got the skills. It just comes down to the promotion and putting myself out there. I'll do this until I'm in the grave if I have to, but I promise you right now, one of these days it's going to happen. And the main thing I'm just trying to gain is just being able to take care of myself and take care of my family and do what I love to do. I don't want to go in working my ass off for somebody else. That's not my goals. And like when it comes down to like what scares me when it comes to this is I don't know if it comes across in my music or what I talk about, but like my family is very important to me. I've never been a big family man, but my son and my girl are my rock, my foundation. And I wasn't close with my family growing up, and I think that's resulted in me being very close with them. And I want to tour. I want to go around the world. I want to do these shows. I want to do all this, but I also want to make sure that I'm there for my son. And missing anything in his life is by far one of my biggest fears when it comes to the music. It's because I want to chase his dream, and I also want to be there for him. But at the same time, how could I tell him to chase a dream if I'm not chasing my own? And I want to lead by example and be able to set. So I want him to be able to look at me, my dad did this, he tried, and he gave it his all. I want to do the same. I want to be able to be that example for him.
Yeah, and I mean, listening to you explain that and the mindset that you have and the skill set that you possess, I'm going to tell you right now, it leads me to believe 100%. It's not the question like you said if. That's not even in the conversation. It is when. And I believe that that's going to come sooner than later because you have the correct mindset for what you're doing. Screw going in and working for somebody, right, the rest of your life.
Right.
You're taking the leap. You're doing what most people are afraid to do, and that's taking the chance. But you're betting on yourself, man, and that's the best thing that you can ever do. And that would be the advice
Absolutely.
that I would continue to tell you to go with and do it until you're in the grave, man. But I believe you are on the path to ultimate success, and you will be the next Eminem. I believe
that means a lot, man. That means a lot.
Just listening to you talk, the passion you have about what you're doing, the passion you have about why you're doing it, those are all the mindset possessions that you have that will set you up for that success.
Absolutely. I agree, man.
you're not thinking anything of in the wrong direction. The wrong direction would be sitting here and telling me that I'm doing it for the money.
Right.
But that isn't why you're doing it.
And a lot of people have that mindset, and I'm definitely not one of them.
They do.
It means a lot, man.
They do, and I'll tell you, I've been in business for a very long time. You know, business and what you're doing is really not that far off. We both have to be innovators and creators. And when you start to focus on the money, that's when the failure starts. The money's going to come, bro. You got the skill set. You got the mindset. Everything is coming. And I truly believe, I'm not just going to sit here. This is my podcast. This is my baby. My business is my baby, but so is my podcast. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you, man, I think you'll be the next Eminem. And I don't blow smoke up your ass. So I truly believe in what you're saying.
That truly means a lot, man, for real. Thank you so much. It's cool, you know. I always love when people hit me up and, you know, they say that they think I got it and everything like that. But, you know, when you can sit down and talk with somebody who's doing their thing and they see you doing your thing and they believe in you, it just, like, I know I keep saying it, but it honestly means a lot.
Yeah, I believe in you, brother. And I'm looking forward to following your career and your future. I'm excited to know you. Man. I'm blessed to know you. I'm blessed to be having this conversation with you. So I'm excited to see where purpose is headed. And I think I know where that is, but I'm excited to see the journey.
Thank you so much, man. I'm excited to watch. I'll listen to the podcast, man. I'm excited to see where you go with it too. See who you get on here.
Awesome. I appreciate it. I got some pretty cool guests coming on. I got about 45 interviews scheduled, and wait till you see some of them. It's gonna it's gonna blow your mind.
I can't wait, man. I'll definitely be listening.
But you know, you're just as important as them. I want to get you back on. I want to do some things with you. I want us to work together and put something together. Would you mind coming back on the show?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, well, we should definitely have some more to talk about too, because I got way more music planned. I'm flying out in the middle of May to go shoot some videos for some songs from the album. So no matter how far out it is in the future, we'll definitely have more to talk about.
Awesome. Let's do something maybe after you get back.
Absolutely, yeah. Sounds great to me, man.
Awesome, man. Hey, listen, I appreciate you coming on the show. I truly believe in what you got going on, and we will talk soon. How's that sound?
Sounds great. I can't wait to talk to you again.
All right, Purpose. You have a great day, and I really appreciate you coming on. You shared a lot of value for my listeners, and I appreciate that.
And I appreciate you, man. It was great talking to you.
All right. Have a great rest of your day, my friend.
You too.
I'll be remembered, but will you? From McDonald's, the baddest I would turn to. CEO with the shit that's a dumb motherfucker. He'll always win, there's no going under. The top of the crown resting on his head. The beast is alive, he'll never be dead. If he dreamt before, bring it back to life. Push harder for it, let us survive. Show courage and strength, it's okay to be scared, but don't let it stop you, always stay prepared. Bill Showman School, they're just not beginning. Winners fucking win, losers talk about winning.